Hi, welcome to I Unlimited, committed to helping you find your best self and inner peace.
Hello, fellow travelers. It's been a long time. This morning I was moved to pull some cards from this deck by Denise Linn, The Sacred Traveler. And what came out were these: joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. And next, embracing enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. I think I have more room here. Oops. The final one was this one about overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. And the first thing that came to me to share was, the joy and delight. So often when I'm thinking about meditating or making videos, it's like there's such a significance that I associate with it. And when we're going to go to meditate or pray, like, oh, I've got to be in this mindset or feel this way. I have to be very solemn and somber, or I have to have all this energy or something, rather than just being who we are, where we are, and then being in communication from that space. And when I think about it, trying to hide how I'm truly feeling, trying to pretend I'm something else is really silly, because it's like trying to hide it from ourselves. We already know. So does the divine. That's our highest self that we're connected to, that golden cord, that seed within us. And so it was really glaring to me, that I don't need to be anything in particular or feel a particular way or have done something a particular way. Once again, even though I speak to the divine all through the day, I still had that thought that if I wasn't in that space or in that mindset, that those thoughts, those communications were lesser. And then, embracing enthusiasm, right? So embracing exactly where I am. Does something have to be momentous? Again, what this made me think of is that only when something big and serious happens, then we're happy, or I'm happy. Why can't we just be happy and enthusiastic no matter? We don't have to wait for something big and serious or momentous or meaningful or whatever other word you want to throw in there. But maybe the biggest insight or surprise I had was this little baby right here. So if you see, there is a pathway coming along this cliffside virtually, right? And there is an obstacle. A big boulder has rolled down and is blocking the way. Now, I don't know about you, but when I first saw this card, this to me looked just exactly like a peach. This looked like the stem, and that little shadow looked like where that crease is in a peach. And so it didn't appear ominous or foreboding to me. But when I realized, this is a pathway, this is a boulder that's blocked it, so whoever's trying to walk either direction is stopped right here and can't go any further. But I realized, what if we related to that obstacle like a peach? First of all, it wouldn't be so intimidating and frightening. Now, faced with that, what can we do? So we can sit on one side and do nothing and wait. In time, the peach will rot. In the meantime, you got the rot and the smell and the bugs and everything else that it brings. But another thought occurred, that rather than trying to struggle and effort and push the boulder and all that stuff, if this was a peach, we could just eat our way out of the bind, right? It may take some time. And as that image was in my mind, I saw especially if we eat from this side, right? The side that's near the mountain. This side gets heavier and heavier in relation. And so it's not like we have to eat the entire thing. You eat enough of this side and this one will fall away. Another option, as I saw that, is you could eat steps up one side and down the other. In the meantime, while we can sit on the side comfortably, eating from that delicious sweet goodness of the peach. And it really had another way of looking at obstacles. I mean, first of all, it may not be as dire and hard and difficult as we think, right? And a number of options came to mind. We don't have to sit and do absolutely nothing until we have it all figured out. In the meantime, we can be eating, right? And savoring. And there's nothing wrong with, as you're doing that, resting and taking a break. So if that were a giant peach, it's an opportunity to take a break, to restore yourself, to renourish yourself, right? And then when you have taken enough steps, enough of the right steps, you just keep one bite after another, one bite, and then eventually that falls away. You're restored, you're rejuvenated, you're nourished in the meantime, right? But how many times we think of, again, obstacles as being something outside us that comes and gets in the way, that stops our progress. Somebody else threw up a roadblock, said no, didn't agree, wouldn't help us. But I know there are times when that obstacle is my own feeling, my own emotion. Those feelings of I don't wanna, I don't know how. Getting back to even the joy and delight, what came to me here was that it has to be momentous, big, significant. So sometimes I have nothing, significant to share or big or momentous. That is a huge obstacle. Our own thoughts, our own stinking thinking, the negative voice, the critical voice. Who cares what you have to say? Or look at what somebody else is doing, compared to that. And that really is the biggest obstacle in most of our days, right? So again, are you going to go about trying to wrestle it and shove that boulder out of the way? Wrestling with it is just going to exhaust you if that were a boulder. Sit in peace and just keep taking a bite, taking a bite, taking a bite, right? I'm trying to remember a quote. When I was thinking about wrestling with this boulder and trying to overcome and overpower obstacles, there's a quote, and I won't get it right, but it's something about doing that would be similar to trying to play chess with a pigeon. Even if you win, the pigeon's going to strut all over, crap all over the board, strut around, and declare that it won anyway, no matter what you do. But it's kind of like that. You expend all of your energy, and the, quote, opponent isn't moved, isn't phased. It doesn't matter to them, right? So instead, rather than efforting and struggling, we can, as I say, take a rest. What's the step we can take? Oh, I can take a bite. And it doesn't matter where should I, what's the right, just start taking a bite. You'll figure it out as you go. And you take enough of those bites and it falls away. Or you bite in the right place, you create yourself a little set of steps. You can go right up and over. More than one way to get the obstacle out of our way, right? If we just approach it with ease, allow ourselves to be joyous and delighted and embrace enthusiasm in every moment. It doesn't have to be something special or big or supernatural or better than everybody else. We're allowed, it's okay, to embrace the joy, the delight, the enthusiasm in every single moment. And to approach the obstacles as if they're a peach, not a boulder, right? It's not going to crush us and kill us. And as we muse it over how we go forward, keep taking bites out of it and take from it what it has to offer us. If it were a peach, it's nourishment and that juiciness, the succulence, the sweetness. Even if it's an obstacle, there's a lesson that we can learn. And if we're eagerly, actively looking for the lesson, it doesn't have to be shoved on us, right? So take what it has to offer while we're waiting for the vision to show us our way past it, or for it to drop away. Anyhow, I know that was inspiring to me today, especially as I said, today was a day of I don't want to, what do I share? What does this have any meaning? And then to get these really gave me a path forward. I hope it did the same for you. Until I see you again on our journey, fellow travelers, you keep shining your light.
I hope this video helped you rise higher and shine brighter. Keep going. Invest just a few minutes here with me each day, and you'll see your happiness, fulfillment, and inner peace grow. Please remember to share, like, and subscribe to this channel so others can find their best selves in inner peace too.